Morning, dear students and friends. Welcome back to the Prithviraj English Academy. As our social studies series going on for the Karnataka State Board of 10th standard, chapter number 2, the extension of the British rule is a part number 1, and today we are going to discussing about the extension of the British rule. So without delay, let's start the today's video. So, what are the aspects we are going to deal with in this video? We are going to come to know in this chapter. Anglo-Marathas wars, then the consolidation of the British power, no succession rights for the adopted children, subsidiary alliance, Anglo-Sikh wars. About these things we are going to come to know in this video. So first, we will start this video by the introduction. So in introduction, through the Carnatic Wars, I hope you may be remembered about the Carnatic Wars. The wars was held between British and French, and French lost to the Britishers, and Britishers got the upper hand in India. Then afterwards, the Britishers made the other European countries not to challenge them in India. They gained the complete political control over the Bengal through the Plassey and Buxar battles. I hope you maybe remember that. Battle Plassey was happened in the year of 1757, and Battle Buxar was happened in the year of 1764. Through that, how they came to the they are there in a good position afterwards that. And in a year of 1765, Robert Clive was implemented the dual government in Bengal provincial. So they got a control, means most of the areas, especially for the eastern parts of India, they got a control. For example, you can see here, you can see the part. This part was under control by the Britishers because of the Carnatic Wars and because of the Battle of Plassey and Battle of Buxar. Okay. Now they have the ambition to control the remaining part here. The white color, the part is there, no? This part they want to control. So these parts are under control of whom? Then here is Hyderabad Nizam was there. Here is the Mysore. Mysore is the under control of the Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan, and this area also under control by the Marathas. This area means today's Maharashtra, then half part of Gujarat, and this part means Madhya Pradesh. Today's Madhya Pradesh. This area was under control of the till the Jharkhand, and those places were under control of the Maratha those time. So this part means since the Marathas and Mysore states were the dominant in the southern and western parts of the India. The hold of the Britishers was restricted to the Bengal and Bombay regions only. Means that area only they had the control. Means control in this part. Bombay, sorry, Madras, and here it is the Bombay. Okay, this area only under control of them. Now, and you know that Hyder Ali and Tipu Sultan was Mysuru, along with the Peshwas of Marathas, were the only barrier in the path of the expansion for the Britishers. The others were Sikhs in the northwestern region here. Northwestern. This area is under control of the Sikh, and here you have the Rajputs. Okay. Then so Ranjit Singh, who emerged in the early part of 19th century, was as a formidable opponent to the Britishers. He was successful in organizing the Sikhs. Then the Britishers also waged repeated wars from the mid 18th century to mid 19th century to extend their empire in India. Apart from this, they also take over various kingdoms with cunning policies like subsidiary alliance and doctrine of lapse. During this period, the British waged 3 Anglo-Maratha wars, 4 Anglo-Mysore wars, and 2 Anglo-Sikh wars. In this chapter, we will come to know about the Anglo-Marathas war and Anglo-Sikh wars. And for the Anglo-Marathas war, Anglo-Mysore war, we have come to know in chapter number 4. So, today we'll start with the Marathas war. Anglo-Marathas wars. So, first Anglo-Maratha war in a from 1775 to 1782. The Marathas installed Shah Alam II, who was under the care of the Britishers after the Battle of Buxar, on the throne of the Mughal Empire. Shah Alam II, because of this one, as a gratitude, Shah Alam II gave to Marathas Kora and Allahabad to the Marathas. And this incident made the enmity between Marathas and Britishers. So how to remember this one? Why? The Mughal Emperor Shah Alam II, because the Marathas was helped him after the Battle of Buxar to become the Sultan of the Mughal. So for this one, for this gratitude, he gave Kora and Allahabad to the Marathas. Then Britishers started hating to the Marathas, and now the enmity was started between Marathas and Britishers. In that same moment, the Marathas, a strong man who was helped to the Shah Alam II also to become the Sultan of the Mughal after the Battle of Buxar, Madhavrao was died. Then in his place, his brother came to the power. Narayan Rao came to the power, but unfortunately, he was murdered by his own uncle Raghunath Rao, because Raghunath Rao wants to become the Peshwa of the Marathas. But Marathas union was made. Madhav was minor son, Narayan Rao as a Peshwa. Because of this, all the developments, Raghunath Rao upset, and he approached the Britishers to support him. The Britishers were waiting for this opportunity. They started supporting to the Raghuba, and they started war against the Marathas from 1775 to 1782 as a first Anglo-Maratha war. But in the beginning, Marathas was gained the upper hand, means they got a victory, but after some times they lost the Ahmedabad to the Britishers, and then after some times they are unable to sustain the wars. Then they signed the Treaty of Salbai, and by this one, the first Anglo-Maratha war was ended. And Madhavrao II was named the Peshwa after the first war. So these things should be remembered about the first Anglo-Maratha war. Now move to the second. Before the second Anglo-Maratha war, we should be come to know certain developments what happened in India, that by the Lord Wellesley. Once he came to the India as a Governor General of India, then afterwards he was started implementing his some cunning policies over there. So let's start that. When he came to the power as a Governor General of India, Lord Wellesley, so by that time the Marathas and Mysore became the weak kingdoms. Then he started implementing the three policies to expand the British rule in India. Those are: one is subsidiary alliance. Please be noted. Subsidiary alliance, waging war against the new states and administrating directly the states that were under the control of the Britishers. You know that before that, from the 1765, by the Robert Clay was implemented dual policy. According to that, Britishers will going to collect the land taxes, and remaining things will going to look after. Especially the administration was looked after by the native kings, but now they are taking the direct administration. Those the states were under control of the Britishers. So these are the three policies was followed by the Lord Wellesley to extend the British Empire, a British power in the India. So please be noted these things. Okay, now move to the subsidiary alliance. Subsidiary alliance means what? What it means? So this policy was implemented by the Lord Wellesley in the year of 1798. Please be noted this one. Who was implemented? Lord Wellesley when 1798. Most of the time these questions are going to asked in an examination. Then what is the meaning of subsidiary alliance? It is a military protection agreement between the East India Company and the Indian states. Yeah, between the Indian East India Company and the Indian kings. Please be noted. It's a military agreement, a military protection agreement between the East India Company and the Indian state. Please be noted this one. Okay, now come to the every time this question will going to ask for the 3 marks. Please be noted that the condition of the subsidiary alliance. So first is the Indian kings had to be keep the British army in their kingdom, and the Indian kings had to bear the expenses of the army, and residents stay in his court. Means the British residents should be stay in the court of the Indian kings. The king could not appoint any other Europeans. The king could not enter any agreement with any other kingdoms, and English would be protect the states. These are the conditions. Now move to the states that accepted the subsidiary alliance were, for the one more question, which was the first state was entered into the subsidiary alignments? There is a question they may be asked in examination, that is Hyderabad in the year of 1798. Immediately they are accepted this one. Later Mysuru, Oudh, Tanjavuru. Oudh means Uttar Pradesh today's. Maratha kings, Berar, Arcot. Arcot means Carnatic region. Pune, Gwalior and other states were entered in this agreement. Now move to the what are the effects what happened by this one, means subsidy alliance. Subsidy alliance was going to given the a boosted to the Britishers could not control any Indian states. Maintenance of the army became very easy because of the subsidy alliance. Means everything was going to pay by the native kings only. Means salary, means everything of the army was going to pay by the, means army maintenance was going to pay by the Indian kings only. So it is very easy for the Britishers to maintain their army. Indian states were subjected to the severe economic exploitation because of this one. Okay, now move to the second Anglo-Maratha wars from 1803 to 1805. Means 2 years war it is. It is basically the second Anglo-Maratha war was started because of the difference between the among the Maratha chieftains, because there is an enmity between Yashwant Rao of the Holkar family and Daulat Rao of the Sindhia family. Both of them tried to become the Peshwa of the, means they want to Peshwa to replace Bajirao II. In a year of 1802, the Holkar family defeated the Sindhia and Peshwa armies. Holkar was going to defeat both Sindhia and as well as Peshwa also. The Peshwa sought the help of the Britishers. The Bajirao II was going to enter into the, means he accepted the subsidiary alignments by signing the Treaty of Basin. Please be noted. Treaty of Basin was signed by the Peshwa. By this one he was accepted the subsidiary alliance. Okay. The Maratha families such as Holkar, Sindhia and Gwalior and Bhonsles of Berar formed an alignment opposing this treaty. As a result, the second Anglo-Maratha war broke out in the year of 1803. Lord Wellesley defeated the combined army in several battles, but after some time the Britishers came to know the thirstiness of the Wellesleys because of these all the things for the battles. So British company was unable to bear the financial burden. So by this one, they have started criticizing the policies followed by the Wellesley, and they called him back and they asked him resign for his post, and he returned to the England. By this one, the second Anglo-Maratha was going to end it. Now move to the third Anglo-Maratha war from 1817 to 1818, 1 year war. The Maratha family tried their best to protect their independence. Even the Peshwa attempted to free himself from the clutches of the company. As a result, a series of battles ensued, means happened during the 1817 to 1818, which called the Third Anglo-Maratha War. The Peshwa attacked the British residency at Pune and burnt it down. Peshwas attacked the British residency, which was there at the Pune, and he burnt it. Upper Sahib of Nagpur and Malhar Rao of the Holkar rebelled against the British, but they are suppressed, suppressed ruthlessly, means that was going to control by the Britishers. And finally, Peshwa Bajirao II fought against the Britishers at the Koregaon and Asti, but later he surrendered by himself to the Britishers. The Britishers abolished the post of the Peshwa and granted a pension to the Bajirao II. They installed Pratap Singh, a descendant of the Shivaji, as the ruler of the Satara and named him as the traditional leader of the Marathas and suppressed the Marathas' resistance. So, remaining things about the consolidation of the British power, no succession rights for the adopted children, and about the Anglo-Sikh wars we'll come to know in a later video. Still there, means repeatedly you can watch this video. If you have any doubt, any suggestion, then please comment and like and subscribe the channels. So thanks for watching this video, my dears. Jai Hind, Jai Karnataka.